I don't know if it's just me noticing this, but it seems like the great majority of people on the planet right now are not willing to take responsibility and accountability for their thoughts, words, actions, and deeds. I get that we are taught from a very young age to look outside of ourselves for directives and for advice and how to steer our lives. I understand that. But at some point, there has to be a line in the sand where we, yes, consider the directives, we have a look at that advice, but we also consult ourselves and consult our higher powers, whether that be God, Allah, Buddha, whatever it is that you deem a higher power. To be blunt, all is not as it seems in the world right now in 2024. And as we head into 2025, these inversions that we're experiencing at the moment, be it orchestrated wars, questionable medical procedures, judicial issues, outbursts in crime, these are potentially either going to stay the same or even get ramped up. So stay tuned as we look at the concept of outsourcing, where it benefits someone's life, but where it can be detrimental to somebody's evolution and success that they experience here on the planet. First off, outsourcing or giving your responsibilities or chores away to other people isn't necessarily a bad thing altogether. For example, you might be a small business owner or you might be in a high salaried job and you just find that you don't have a lot of spare time. So you might outsource your home cleaning, the yard maintenance, you might look at getting your accounting done by somebody else, somebody to mind the children every so often so that you can have some time to yourself. These are forms of outsourcing that are positive, that will benefit your life. And those people that you are outsourcing to receive benefit as well. They receive remuneration, they get to focus on their core skills. It's a win-win. Now we're going to switch to the not so win-win and the negative side of outsourcing. We're going to look at three major examples of a standard middle-class family. And the first one is their health. So in terms of health, when one of the children gets sick, the father, the mother, etc., we're usually going off to the local GP, off to the local medical centre to consult nurses, paediatricians, psychologists, pharmacists, etc., to solve our issues. Now, will there be some people in those roles that do the right thing and that will help us? Absolutely. But there are also people in those roles who just love to follow orders, and those orders come from above and then above that person. And very few people question who's right at the top there. But that's a episode for another time and definitely not on this platform. The second area is around education. So we outsource that education. We think, okay, we've got to send our children along, and we ourselves as adults, if we're looking to upskill, we're going to go to an education facility to get that. Now, does that mean that all education is not beneficial? Absolutely not. There are wonderful courses out there that change lives and help you to contribute to society in a positive manner. However, there are also people within those institutions and certain courses and certain curriculums that aren't necessarily in people's best interests. And finally, you've got the ethics and morals, which are being outsourced by most people. And that's being outsourced to the police, the judicial system, local councils, state governments, etc. But with outsourcing these major components of our lives, we're transferring or giving away or pretty much giving accountability to something external to us. So when things don't go quite as planned, we're looking to blame somebody or take legal action against that person because I didn't get the result that I wanted when I asked for that particular advice to solve my problem. And the reason that so many people are getting frustrated and just losing faith in the overall system, if we go back to those three areas, if we look at health to begin with, yes, there's surgery that's needed. Yes, there are pharmaceuticals that are sometimes warranted initially, but the blanket approach of these particular modalities to solve people's health problems isn't necessarily in line with the body's own ability to heal, the natural ability and ways to heal. Coming back to the education system, which has lost its original purpose and is now being overrun by not only the students but all kinds of strange new policies aimed at confusing young people about their identity and what they want to be in this life. And then back to the third one, which is the judicial system, where basically the police and the court system have been stripped of their powers from above. And again, they will refer to, oh, we've been given this directive, and then those people, oh, we've been given that directive. And again, nobody's going to the top to find out where these directives are coming from. Now, you may be asking, why are these pillars of society that have existed for so long starting to take such an evil turn? Well, the truth is this has actually happened over and over and over again in our history. And we're at a unique time at the moment where the controllers of the world, be it a few million people, are starting to get impatient and starting to get tired with the masses continuing to take directives without giving any critical thought or giving any consideration of their health or who they are as a human being. So the controllers are essentially ramping up the inversions that are happening in the world. So whether it be the orchestrated wars, whether it be the attack on the education system, the health system, deceiving children in the education system by confusing them with all these different terms and saying that you can identify with this and that. It's all malevolent, and it is not designed for our best interest. So what's the solution? The solution, quite simply, is to come inward again. We can still take the advice, we can still listen to the experts, but we're going to apply critical thinking, we're going to do our own research, and we're going to realize that a lot of the answers that we seek are actually inside of us. And you get those answers quite simply by standing in your power, recognizing that you are a powerful human being in a body, yes, a flesh and blood meat suit here, that is very important to keep in good order, but we're also a spirit. We are also an energy body. Recognize that you actually have all the solutions within you, and that's not some airy-fairy love and light garbage. That is the honest truth. You have intuition, and you can receive downloads and directives from better sources than the established 3D sources that are here on the planet right now, because they have been manipulated, they have been inverted, and they are not necessarily in people's best interest. Until I see you in the next video, I ask that you keep well.